Oh, there's my microphone at. Oh, there's my microphone at. Okay, that should be a bit better. Okay. There's my microphone at. What? But I've muted it. This delay's doing its thing. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. I can't up arrow on the console. Let me just pause that. Gotta get the D-Live chat connected. I needed to copy this in a long time. I don't even know where it is. I assume, no, it wouldn't be main, it would be in the D-Live one, wouldn't it? I presume to assume. I think it's all of this thing. I don't remember how much I need. I want to say it's all of this, including that. Like, I'm fairly certain those variables I needed. I do remember massive amounts of commented stuff, though. I want to say it's this. Okay, it's probably that. Let's check. No. Okay. Is it also all of that? I know that's definitely required. And then it's got to be doing a thing. But I also remember this being a thing. And that is also a hard connect. We send our server. Okay, so that one I feel like should be the thing. Why does that one exist? I mean, that feels like it should be what I require. Oh, just grab it all, really? Grab the whole thing.
Mono. I don't know if it is a pass. Imo go now.
Okay. That's a very interesting voice. So you speak. How's that thing work again? Let's grab that. Name message, say name. That's just nothing now. And then voice 0.
Chat. Started. Chat. Started.
Very British.
Chat. Started.
Chat. Started.
Chat. Started.
Chat. Started. Chat. Started.
Okay.
Chat. Started.
Chat. Started.
Chat. Started.
What?
Chat. Started.
Chat. Started.
I mean, there really isn't a comparison, is there? It has to be that one. Why is the cat meowing at me? U equals 6, and that's apparently the voice I use now for no particular reason. Okay. Chirping at me. Stop there. Get on. What? I think she just wants attention. Oh, she found a chip in the bag. I'll distract her for a moment. Anywho, yeah, it's been a while since I've done a stream, hasn't it? I don't even want to think about it, how long that's been again. I hate it when my predictions come true. I knew I was going to get that printer, and I was going to heavily use it for like a couple of weeks, and then it was going to sit there for the next half a year at least, while I do other things. Yeah. I mean, at least I've sort of been trying to do other things that weren't just doing nothing. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Just do a thing. Music, that's what I'm missing. Of course, I had to load this game up for the first time in ages today. I don't even know where to find music. I was using that YouTube one, but I'm not going to be using that YouTube one. Music. Don't think about things, I just gotta do the things. If you think about the things, then nothing's fun anymore. That sort of music? No. Is a music tab. I might have lost it. That's possibly music. Definitely a different tab again, though. I keep meaning to clean up tabs, but then I keep not. That is not music, that's a movie. That's my movie tabs. Music. Where is my music? I know it's most definitely lost in a different set of tabs, which I opened up. That one will do. Now sometimes I can hear the trains. Let's just put the oldie shuffle in. Okay. Music levels probably okay. I don't even know. I don't even care. Not as if anybody watches anyway. Except for those two people. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's gotten real cold. It's like 12 degrees. Freezing. Yeah. A nice electric heater under my desk. Need one of those Japanese style desk thingies with the blanket over it. That'd be so great. Apparently my internet's going red. And I am dropping frames like crazy. Okay, what the heck? Is that because of this thing? Is this actually a problem? music? Ideally so I can pause it before it starts echoing. Yeah. I'm assuming that's happening a lot. Where's my music? Ideally so I can pause it before it starts echoing. Yeah. I think assuming that's happening a lot. It just seems to be the back one. Where's my music? Maybe it's not, maybe it just decided to stop itself. I don't know. Nope, apparently it's doing real bad right now. Probably because I'm trying to download a game. I was hoping it would sort of prioritize one over the, that over this. Do I just click on it to pause it? Unreal's weird. Pause, there we are. That should fix everything all up all nice and neat. Which is slightly annoying. I was hoping it would download and then I could play that game when I get over this. Because if I remember right, the next thing I gotta do is literally everything again from scratch. Which I do believe I made this version 3 thing to do that. I think. And then I proceeded to not do it, because I don't even know what my plan was anymore. I wanted to just ignore how it's done. Yeah, so it's just doing a self-assembly sort of thing at the end, a compiling thing or whatever. So it just makes the thing, sets it all up, and at the very end it loops through all of the code and smushes it back together to something that Blender likes. That way I can just have everything work. Any which way, it doesn't matter. So I have to build the damn thing again. I mean, that's sort of what this thing was doing. That's why it's sort of confusing me right now, because it already was going through that. So I just need to do that times 11. That's the movie one again. Because if that thing's already there, then I just got to ignore other stuff. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what I need to do. What do I need to do? So it was because, yeah, so I just need to structure it in a way that at the end it combines everything together. I think that's all I really need to do here. Rather than having it as it currently is, where it's trying to do it and combine, like making the final thing while it makes the beginning thing. I don't know, whatever. So, yeah. Because when I do the other gear, it needed to mess with the original. Oh god, it's so much effort. I miss the days when that was the point, that was the purpose. I would be seeking out the things that take the most effort, the most amount of willpower. That was the most fun. Remember when things were fun? Ugh. 20 tabs, where am I? So I don't remember enough to know where I was up to. But basically, I think if I remember right, I want to just make like that thing. I want to make like each of the edge loops as their own thing. So that, this one here, they're all their own thing from bottom to top. And then I could just loop through them. So this one to that one to this one to that one. I suppose I could have the mirrored sides. It's relevant. Is it? No, because yes, no, what? Okay, so, huh? No, yes, what? No. Making it the way that I make normal meshes. So everything's all instanced together, and that way a face is a face. That's right, I was thinking about how I could instance the data, so I'd be able to just change the ID, and it would change the ID of all of the vertices themselves by just having everything have a unique name, but then it has to loop through the thing, which did require more loops, but it's a heck of a lot easier to do. That's flipping something around. I'm not quite sure what. Hey, okay. Some sort of a creature. Maybe a piece of string or something. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah. It was more about the faces. I just remember a thing about faces. I do remember I was trying to comment something around.
Czeth. Oh no, the embodiment of shit has started his shitty stream of shit.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm completely out of it. Yeah, I have an ID and a location for verts, and then faces would just be an array of vertices, okay? That way if I change the ID it does that, which means the final thing just has to loop through every single face and just say whatever ID is in that place, whatever ID is in that place. Okay? That way that all works, it's easy to remove, merge, do whatever the heck with the vertices, and it doesn't give a damn. Uh-huh. Yeah, I was thinking if the vertices could rewrite where the faces are rather than the faces writing where the vertice is. IDs. That's irrelevant. Okay. So, yeah, it's just about doing that?
Czeth. Her code so shit it immediately deletes itself upon the launch.
It works, it's just not well enough for the next step. Because I haven't done anything in a while.
Her code's so shit you smell it right after you launch it.
Whoa. Yeah, I had the, what was it on? Yeah, I had it all working, everything was up and running, and then I wanted to make the bevel gears, and I realized that everything was a lie.
Her code's so shit it clogs the internet cable.
So it all worked. I think that's an older one. So it's got the more separated things. Whatever, but if I wanted to do a bevel gear that has these bits going up sideways so it connects to something at a 90-degree angle, everything was broken. I mean, everything wouldn't work with the way I saw it.
Shit.
I wonder how I made this so easily the first time, that's what I wonder. All I wanted to do was just do this little top fill area. Oh, that's why it's so easy, because when you're just dealing with the outside edges, it's really simple. It's all of this extra filling junk that makes it complicated. Although it would definitely be a heck of a lot easier if I just did all of this back in the original one. To just say, like, you know, mark out where things would... Nah, even then. No. This is the only way to do it. It's the best way, the only way. It's the way I should have done it from the start, but I was trying to make it overly simplified so it would be faster.
Answer my question, you literal embodiment of shit opie.
Uh-huh. So, what am I doing? I am recoding everything. Okay, where do I start? Oh, let's just get the bottom thingy working. I have no clue how anything works
shit,
anymore.
I just joined.
Oh no. Get all messed up. Hey. Come on.
Looks like I'm a ghost.
Oh no. The cat wants to play.
I can enter the building, say some stuff, and only then open the door.
Wow. It's a real Chuck Norris moves right there. Wants to play, but she doesn't want to do anything. Okay. So I just want to do that. I want to have just the bottom segment be generated, and then it's got to be able to display it. So I need to dump it through there, which means I need a new function. Whatever. Naming techniques are down the toilet anyway. I don't need to know what verts is. Self is all the variables and mesh is the mesh. Okay, that should be fine. Let's see if I remember how to code in this thing. Must have been a long time since I last did stuff. I don't even remember. Like, on one hand, it doesn't feel like it was long ago, but on the other hand, it was weeks ago, wasn't it? What have I been doing? I know what I've been doing for the last couple of days, but I feel like it was so much longer ago. Don't do that, 'cause it's Python. Okay. So... I guess I will just create a new thingy for it. Raw verts, final verts. Final faces. Okay. Okay. Is that what I want to do? I mean, it would be nice to be able to see this raw data in the end, but I could just simply be replacing what's in here. That would probably be a heck of a lot easier. Okay. So all I would need to do is loop through that and replace the indexes. Easy. Damn, I need to go to the optometrist. I think my eyesight might be getting worse again. Man, that's terrifying. Seem to be doing fine for a while. Last couple of weeks, it feels like it's taken a turn. Whatever. Could just be indications that I'm going literally blind. What is this in? Not in. Why? How did that get back in? What am I doing? Faces? Yes. Mesh faces. Okay, so then I'd want another one of these things. I know it's always going to be a 4, but I'm just going to do this anyway. So that face, this vertice, and then I want to say that v equals itself.id. Meow. Yes, it existed. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those streams. Mesh face FV ID is what that is. Okay. I thought I just thought of a problem with this whole thing. Yes and no. The problem was if I delete that vertice, how does that work? Because the vertice is this thing. I can just replace its ID with the ID of the other one, assuming the other one is first. No. This is wrong. What is the ID? That's the question. That's just going to run off someone. Yeah, what is ID? So every single vertice would ideally have a unique ID. I was thinking that I could just replace the ID with the ID of something that already exists, and then it would know where it's pointing to. But that is a little different to what's going on here. So I feel like I want to have a separate list of locations, separated from ID. No. Yes? So the vertice will have an ID, and the ID points to the location. So the vertice faces contain the ID that points to a location. And that way I could just change that ID to point to a different location. How does that help me? Every location would be unique. So I just have the array of things. Okay, why am I lost again? I mean, I don't see a problem with that, but I feel like there should be many problems with this. Why wouldn't I just... Because I need it to be separated so I can point to it. So every time I make a vertice location, I just add it to the array. The array will have dead points on it, which don't exist, which I can't have, because that creates a vertice that's not connected to anything, but it still creates a vertice. And I can't loop through to remove them, because that's what I'm trying to avoid. So... Originally I was thinking there would just be a whole list of stuff, and then it converts one to the other. ID's pointing to which one it thinks it's talking about. Okay. So... if instead of doing that, so I loop through the faces, because I know the faces are definitely a thing. And I rebuild the vertices from the faces, instead of the faces from the vertices. Okay. So... the faces point to a vertice location. Right? Hang on. So the idea is I want to merge things. So if I have multiple vertices which I have at the same location, I want to merge them together, but I can't remove it. I just replace it. So I say everything that's attached to this vertice is now that vertice. So the way I was thinking is I just go to that vertice's ID and switches to the other one's ID. There you go. And then when the face sees it, it's like, go to this ID. Okay. Like, I'm fairly certain I had this all under, like, all thought out last time, but this seems like there's many problems with what I had. So... yeah, how do I point a vertice to a different vertice without deleting, rearranging, moving, or anything like that? I just need to switch its ID. But then that's all got to correspond to a thing. So yeah, if I go from the face one, okay, so I could just have... no, because I don't want to loop through everything multiple times. It should just be able to do it in a single pass. I don't need to check to see if something's already existing. Just is or isn't. Next one. So... oh my god. So we have a face, which is made up of 4 vertices. And we have 2 vertices overlapping, so we want to replace a face's vertice with the other vertice. How do we know which face? How do we know which vertice? I don't want to be looping through every single face to see if this is one that was just merged. So I could store every face that's... every vertice... in the vertice I could store every face that's using it, and that would easily fix the problem. But... no. Okay, hang on. So... I have a line of vertices, and I have another line of vertices. I want to create faces between the vertices. I can just loop through and do that easy enough. And then we have faces being a separate thing. I'm thinking of faces as being its own separate thing, which is just a byproduct. It's all about the vertices. But now I'm thinking they both have to be their own thing. That requires a whole lot more, I don't know. So you got 4 vertices you want to join together. Easy. Okay, now I want to change one of the vertices to be somewhere else. Why is this confusing me so much? Change one of the vertices to be somewhere else, but I want to also delete the vertice, but I can't delete it, I can't move it, I can't adjust it in any way. So if I just had the ID thingy within whatever and it was just pointing to it, I could just change that ID. Why is that a problem? Because then, when I need to spit it out into something the Blender understands, I will have to be checking against the array of IDs that have already been used. If it's not, then we add it to the list. Otherwise, forget about it, because it's already there. No. Otherwise, I want to get its actual pointer now. So, we have a face, which contains an instance to the ID. The ID is telling it what location it's talking about. And then when it's exported out to Blender, the ID gets pointed to the location, a brand new built list of locations. But we can have multiple IDs, multiple vertices within faces which are pointing to IDs that are the same. That's the problem. I don't want to have to check. Everything should just be unique. So I add another layer of stuff. So every location knows every ID that is pointing to it. Okay. That way, when one of them's been exported out or whatever, it can then look at the location to see what other pointers are pointing there and say, all of these are done now. Forget about it. So then that way, when I'm exporting it out, I loop through every single face, every single vertice of every single face, I look at where it's pointing it to, and it will have a variable of its location. If it doesn't, I add it to the list, that's now its location. And then that also updates everything else that could be pointing to it. Okay, that seems to work. I think that feels okay. Still a lot of stuff going on, a lot of whatever, but memory is irrelevant, it's processing power. So the thing that would take the most amount of time is just looping through every single face. Because that's technically looping through every single vertice 4 times-ish. Be really nice if that didn't happen. Okay. Alternatively, well, regardless, it's going to be doing that, because I need to rebuild the faces with the new ID locations. So it's going to have to be looping through all 4 points of every single face to assign its ID. There's no way around that. Okay. It's really annoying though. I think that technically means everything has to be done twice. This is going to be much slower than what it currently is. But what it currently does used to take 30 seconds, now it only takes 3 seconds, so it's going to take 6 seconds to generate a gear with 100 teeth. For my default detail level. Really don't like that. It's probably actually going to take longer than that, isn't it? Because everything is slower now. Okay. I don't think there's any alternatives I could do here, though. I have to build the initial list of stuff, and then I have to convert it into what Blender wants. But it does mean that I don't have to worry about vertice ordering priorities and jump. I just dump it all in at job done. Okay. So, again, we have faces. Faces point to a vertice ID. A vertice ID points to a location. And a location... Oh, okay, hang on. So, faces have vertice IDs. Vertice IDs point to a location, and a location can contain its own ID for when it's exporting out. That way I don't have to go back up to the ID again. It just checks to see if that location's got its exported ID or not. Okay. And then if I want to merge two vertices together, so to speak, all I would do is say this vertice's ID now points to that other one, to where that other one also points. Wait... No. No, that doesn't work. Because then if I wanted to merge it a second time, it won't be merging all of them, it just pointed one to the other. Now we have, you know, two pointing to the old one and the third one pointing to the new one. Or two pointing to the new one and the third one doesn't, because it wasn't instanced. We need to instance the information, that's the problem. Which would mean looping through all of the faces that are using that ID, which means I have to contain the faces within the vertices. Technically, we would work, but I would rather be using pointers. That's the whole point. Pointers. So, what do I do? So I want the faces to be made of pointers pointing to a thing that can be changed to instance things together. But if I change the pointer location to instance with something else, then the pointer doesn't work. Right? Yes? No? Okay, now I've confused myself again. So... what do we have? A vertice is a location and an ID. A face points to that location, that ID. So if we just... but if it... then if we wanted it to change, would... no, I don't want to have to go back up. I don't want to have to go higher levels to go back down again to re-aim the pointers. The pointers should be pointing to something that can just be redirected. That's going back to the location thing though, okay? So the faces point to an ID, and the ID points to a location, but why can't I just point to the location? Why do I need the ID thing? I'm thinking it should be something along the lines of this. And this has a location and a index, I guess. Should be undefined by default. And then this would be pointing not to the array, but to the location of the thing. Okay. So this would be pointing to that. Why does this ID matter? That's what I'm saying, then that doesn't matter anymore. Why do I care about this ID? So this would be pointing to this location thing, and the location thing's pointing to this thing. So that way, if I wanted to merge two together, then I would just say this thing is equal to the other one that it wanted to merge to. So yeah, these are... Yeah, so yeah, it wouldn't be this pointing to the other one of this, it would be this pointing to a second one of this thing's inside. So the location of a different one, which is a pointer already to this thing. So we would just switch it around. So yeah, I'd have a ton of duplicates of these, but if I change this location, it changes... No. Again, because that means I have duplicates. So, no, what? Oh god, this is annoying. So if I wanted to merge the two vertices together, how would I do it? How would I access the vertices information? What is the vertices information? It would be one of these things. But then I would just be pointing this at something else, which would only change one of them when there is now two of them. That's what I was saying, that doesn't work. So... Why? Because pointers. I would really like it if this didn't have to store every single face that was using it, so then if I change this, I would have to then change every single face's thing. What I'm trying to avoid here. I need the face to point at something which can be adjusted. But then we need multiple different things that the faces are pointing at, which can then be adjusted. So that's what I was saying about the third step. So if this points at that, but no, because then we don't merge. So if we had, but then if it, so that was the, no, because if it's not a, I'm not merging vertices, I'm just changing the things that are using those vertices to be using the other one. How do I make the vertice itself be the thing that merges? I need its IDs to be the same, but without changing the things pointing to the IDs. And without having two of the same ID. Okay, so... No, again. Okay, so again, that feels like I need to do a third layer. So this thing points to... Why does it need the third layer? Because it's just delayed the problem. This thing points to that thing points to this thing, and then if I wanted to merge a location together, instead of changing this thing, I go one further down, and this thing says, oh, all of these things are pointing to me. So then I could go back up, and I'll be changing multiple of these. That way I'll know if there were two of these things the same, because a thing has already been merged to this. That would be recorded in the lower level, and then it can bounce back up again, which is a heck of a lot less than changing all of these things. Okay, so it's more efficient. So this thing points to that thing points to this. This would store all of the vertices that it's using, that are using it, which means it can bounce back up again and redirect these, so yes. Because if that location is no longer being used because that vertice is being merged, I'm not worrying about deleting this. Although I could. That's where it would be really nice if I could just order these. Because I could bounce back up and have a look at this thing and say your ID is now wherever this thing's permanent ID is. And then I forget about the instance that's happening because it's just straight up the ID. Because that would change multiple things in here, because there's technically 4 pointing to every one of those, at the very least. At the very most. Well. Yeah, sure. I don't believe there's any vertices that have more than that. But anyway, so yeah, there's maybe 4. 4 faces are going to be pointing to each one of these. So if I could just change that one, I wouldn't need to change the 4 faces. But that's not how that works. I'd need to instance a single variable rather than instancing an object, which I could then see. What if there is a way I could do that? Either way, I'd have to loop through this to then find out what this thing says it is. So I may as well not bother about that and then just jump down the next level. So, yeah. So this points to this. And then this points to that. This has an index. So the index goes there. And then it would just do that through all of them. Okay. This is going to be so much slower, isn't it? I don't like it. It's less math going on. I mean, the same amount of math going on. It's just more of this memory management, I guess. But I don't know of a better, more efficient way to do this. I feel like this is the best way within my abilities currently. It's going to have to loop through these things twice. Once to assign the initial proxy things, and then a second time to make the actual thing. Okay. Oh god, I hate this. The only alternative I have is super overcomplicating my code. Unbelievably, making it like 10 times longer. Everything being many unique things. Okay. So faces point to vertices, vertices point to locations, location knows what vertices are being pointed to it, and they also know their final index number if they have one. If I want to merge a vertice together, then I would find its vertice how? It would be through one of these things which would point to a vertice. Okay. So I'll do that. And then I would redirect where it's pointing, which one it's pointing to, removing it from the previous one, adding it to the next one, so this knows that it's being pointed to by that. Okay. And then everything should just work, yes. So I need to reassign this. I can't just set it to be the other thing because these things would then need to be changed. So I'd need another one of these in here to know what faces, and then I would also need to figure out what index of the face. So yeah, by changing that, it is far more efficient than not having locations as a separate thing. Okay. About 4 times faster. On the very off cases that are merging things. When am I even going to be merging stuff? Wait, when am I going to be merging things? Oh no. Is that a thing I even need to do? Because if I'm doing it this way, because before I was making a thing, making a thing, making a thing, making a thing, then mirroring it, and when I mirror it, it has that edge down the center is now duplicated. So I need to merge those vertices together for it to work. But if I'm doing it this way, I should just do it, and then do it again. What if I just ignore arrays? how would I duplicate things? Ugh. So instead of doing that, I could create this and the middle one, and then I could have a duplicate of that function which does it again but without the middle one, which is now adding a whole lot more code to everything because everything needs to be done twice, but slightly different because one of them's missing. And then I could have all of that, as long as it was named, 0, 1, 2, 3, edge, whatever, hex, then I could easily create all of the faces between them, one side to the other. Easy. Yeah. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that was a thing. Oh, I'm going to worry about the conditions for those devils. So much stuff to do. Everything's just the same, but with ever so slight difference to it, which just messes everything up. But yeah, that way I could technically go through all the things like that. I could go through these things up here, merge it all together, job done. Because that's basically what the anatomy of this thing is. You know, you get all of that. Which is sort of technically the same thing. I don't know how that got highlighted, but whatever. Yeah, so that's just all this one row, the same amount of vertices just going up and across, but you could flatten all of that out. And then I just have, the other parts, the part at the top, the part at the bottom here. So that really simplifies down the face merging anatomy. Okay. What's the problem? So... glitchy rendering. Yeah, so how do I create all these things? Because these parts are basically all the same. That one's just got an offset thing inwards, but no, they're all the same variables to do these edges. I just have more of them and they're also tilted up sometimes, okay? These are their own thing. So it's just a question of the mirroring? With this system, I can't simply mirror in the same way. I want to be able to mirror. Mirroring is well more simple than it is to calculate the positions that all of these need to go into. Because it's already calculated, just invert an axis, there you go, job done. Okay. So I could easily create a function that just does that. But yeah, hang on. So if I have these grouped, so that's an edge, and that's an edge, and that's an edge, and that's an edge, I could easily just say grab A, B, C, but not D, or 0, 1, 2, but not 3, whatever the final index is, just not that one, and I could just say mirror. And then the mirrored thing just gets given a different grouping, job done. Okay, I don't have to worry about merging then. Don't have to worry about ID orders, all I need to care about is these are in the correct order going across. Which, it's irrelevant to what it's created in. Okay. And then I could do that, so I do not need to be doing merging. If I don't need to be doing merging, then I don't need to be doing this thing. If I don't need to do that, then location can just be within the vertice. So that just points directly to the vertice. So faces only need to be created once. Okay, okay. That speeds up things drastically. So I don't worry about assembling this pointer version of it, it just assembles it directly. So I just have the vertices, and then I create all of the faces at the end after I make the vertice locations an absolute index. And then that just points to the index. Okay. What's the problem? I feel like there's a problem here. Nope. The only problem I could think is vertices that shouldn't be existing that I need to delete, but I can just not create them in the first place. Mm-hmm. Dragon. Apparently doesn't count as a beast. What do you know? Does it get attacked by bees? Just out of bee range. There's a whole lot of code for chests, so I like, oh, let's start it up again, collect all the chests. Don't even want to open. Actually, no, now is actually the time that you would open the chests. Just to move those guys. Didn't I have 5 of them? What? Oh, there he is. Let's open a gajillion chests. Wait, no. Chests are for characters you do have? A non-event. Is that currently an event? I guess it is. Well, let's just open up max amount of these. Yeah, for random unlocked champions. Haven't unlocked the new ones yet. 50 chests, let's see what I got. Trash! Actually got 3 new things. Ooh. Oh, that's actually a good one. I think I'm going to do duplicates of it. Whatever. And a gajillion coins, which will buy me like one thing, probably. 20 spots? Yes. What's that? Boop. 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 Oh. Okay. I should keep going for a little bit. Okay, so we just create vertice locations which do not have an index. What? Be undefined. So we don't know about that initially. And then we have the compile thingy that then makes this absolute, and that'll be pointing to the index that it's making absolute. I guess I do need a vert final, but faces is just faces, vertices, vertices. I really hate that, because there's technically 2 types of vertices. Wait a second. But if that is, then it, but if it, okay. Yeah, sure. so we'll just have final verts, whatever, I don't care. That will be an array. Final verts is what gets passed through here. Let's just say that. Is this. And faces is just faces. Okay. And we don't give a damn about edges. So then that thing's the thing that's going to be compiling all of that, so we don't care about looping through faces now. We will be looping through verts. So each... But it... No... Yeah, okay. So... Why is it an object? Why is it an object? Does verts need to be an object? I could literally just have this be the location. Then I don't need to index them because it's already there. I'm trying to add features, but then I don't need the features, so it doesn't matter. But then how is this any different to what I currently got? Why do I need to be doing any of this? Because we're already doing this. I don't give a damn about any of this stuff. Do I need to do this? Because all I feel like I need to do is not generate the faces. Face generation happens in a completely separate step rather than as it's going. Wait, does it even generate faces as it's going? I think so. Yeah, okay. So if I just completely ignore the generation of faces, I add everything to the lists that it's already currently doing, and then I have an extra step at the end that will generate the faces. Okay. And then... Okay, so it's just a difference in the way that I'm doing the mirror, because right now it's going through the list of vertices and just duplicating the last, well, all of the vertices in there. And then you just offset their ID, there you go. But... yeah, so I just changed this to instead be mirroring the groups. Group data. Okay, that is a heck of a lot more better. Far less work needs to be done. And I think it's more efficient because I am never removing, never merging, and never reordering or rearranging the vertices and the faces. Okay, so it's just sort of a matter of redoing all of this stuff to be a little bit more better. I do have to redo that, if I remember right, for the bevel gears, so... Okay, where am I at? What am I doing? Ugh. What's that? I keep the power cable off my heater from resting on the heater itself. Oh, I gotta clean my house. Trash was yesterday and I didn't put bins out. Didn't empty my bins. Kitty litter and all sorts of stuff. It's just stuff for another day. Today's goal is to try to attempt to do some stuff with this, and then maybe, really hopefully, I really wish, go shopping. That's my today's goal. Ugh. I feel like I'm living life in a way no human was ever supposed to live. Ever designed to. And it's not good. I'm just wondering how bad will it get, you know? As I say, sometimes when you test to see how deep the rabbit hole goes, you realize you're digging it. It will go as literally as deep as you let it. The bottom is wherever you give up. Some people get further than others. Probably not a good thing. Well, I suppose that depends on if you end up coming back out of it or not. Is the bottom the place you stop, or is the bottom the place you turn around? Yeah. I don't know how much longer I can be coding. Can't program while limiting my thoughts. That's the whole point, that's why I'm so good at it. Was. Can't do both. Build the walls. Stops you from seeing. Take them down, you'll realize why you built them in the first place. Never demolish your walls. Bad idea. Bad. I knew it was bad. Knew it wouldn't end well. I was hoping I was wrong. Never wrong. Hey, limiting. Okay. So I just need to recode everything. I listen to this song too much. I love that part. When do I start using faces? Oh, yeah. I don't remember my order. Oh, it's so annoying trying to think of how to change this. Tracking song. I'm eating a lot of gum. Oh yeah, that's the problem. I'm trying to figure out why I only have two vertices, like X and a Y. I don't use the Z. I need to be adding it to all of this stuff otherwise. Okay. So I think I just want to remove anything to do with faces. On their sneakers. No. Ah, what am I doing? The song's too distracting. Okay. So, I just want to be generating all the vertices without caring at all about any faces. That, I think, is step one. Yes. Then after that, I can go through and try to organize things into the groups. So I need to delete any mention to do with faces. It's just trying to figure out what is a face and what is not, and where and why. So it does appear like all of this is just to do with the faces, but what is P0, P1? Okay. Really? Okay. Which means the bevel thing's actually irrelevant. Oh, that's nice. That condition's irrelevant. I really like that. Okay. Is that everything to do with face? Sure. Are you a person or a bot? I assume a bot, because why would anybody want to watch this? Okay. This appears to just be... well, it's mesh fill. Yeah, that whole thing can just go away, okay. I mean, I really feel like I should just be going through from the very beginning and not doing what I'm currently doing. I mean, this whole function just needs to be completely different. And that one as well. Oh, how the heck is array gonna work? Damn it, I'm trying to think of more efficient ways again. So if I create it in a certain way, so the array ends and beginnings are in the correct position, then technically I could do an array the same way by just duplicating all of the vertices and offsetting the face IDs. That would technically be possible. Which would be hecker efficient. Because currently the way would be to duplicate each individual edge loopy thing and then rerun the code to create the faces. No. Yes. No. What? Okay. I feel like array is going to be a lot more complicated. Mesh cleanup's completely irrelevant. Had some fancy code in there too, but I got tons of backups, so whatever. Alright. So then we just got the mesh generate, which will just be fill faces. Okay. So, with all that being that, I should just be able to delete any mention of faces, and this should just generate something? Probably. Because that's dead. Any mention of faces. Fill just does not exist. Mirror just doesn't do its thing. Yeah, okay, this is going to be interesting. I don't know, because it requires things to be there for the rest of it to work, which is why it's a lot more complicated now. Okay, I think I can generate up to this point. I do believe this should work. Okay, here we go. Let's do something, finally. There you are. Oh, there you are. Remove. Okay. Install. Suspicious amount of folders that no longer exist. Enable. Error. 267 mesh array. Oh, because they don't contain anything. There you go. Can't complain if you contain something. Remove, install. Enable, error. 27.3. Gen gear self. Well, that is this. 27.3. Oh. Yeah. I just hit that refresh button. Oh. Remove, install. Where'd you go? Enable. There we go. Okay. Error. Is that the same person again? 270. What? And fill faces. I don't have fill faces. No, that's fill faces. 270? What? What are you complaining about? Oh, okay. Because it's the len. Turn it off, not again. Does that work? Nope. Magic refresh button doesn't work. 456. Okay. Yeah, you are the same person. What? Let the chat go. Interesting naming convention for a bot. You are a very unconventional bot.
With new skills from TAFE
Okay.
Queensland, you can take whatever the future throws at you and turn it. With new skills from TAFE Queensland, you can take whatever the future throws at you.
Yeah, seeing
and
that
turn it into
oddish.
something great. Study full-time, part-time, or online.
I mean, you got a reasonably high amount of followers, but it's not that crazy. Though you don't have any videos. But you're also not really following anybody. No one I recognize.
No more doubts. We're ready.
Just streaming a wall. That's a heck of a lot of views. Weird. Okay. You don't seem to be here, otherwise I would assume you would have said something. I'll give you one more chance. What am I doing? Everything's broken! Let's try to do that. I believe my magic refresh button should be broken. Oh, it still works. Oh, the magic refresh button has a problem. Interesting. Reinstall. Enable. Or 69. Okay. That's in the generation of the gear. So, I could only assume that something's gone terribly wrong with the vertices. Okay, let's try not to be lazy and do it properly. No, not lazy, wait, damn it. So, let's just get something to display. You there. Now, how do I want to do this? I like it being what it is because I can just ignore the last index and just dump it through directly because it's only got 2 indexes, but I'm using that anyway. The third one doesn't matter, so I could just loop through in the end and append it on with everything else, which is annoying. But okay. I believe that should be perfectly fine. You do not need to return vertices. Let's have you return vertices, because that can be used for multiple other things, which is why I originally had it there. Okay, so that should be doing that. You're returning vertices. Fill face is doing nothing, so it's irrelevant. We have vertices, but we don't have any faces or any other information here, so job done. You should now display vertices. Oh, that's still broken. Oh. Really? Is that hard-coded in some sort of way? I don't even remember how the magic button works. Is it a direct file path? Okay. It is. Huh. Weird. Horrible. Install. Enable. No. Error! Nah, damn it. What's the problem? I don't understand. Vertices go in, vertices come out. Vertices is vertices, vertices are created. Is it not like this thing? I assume that would return what it is. But I assume wrong. Oh, I'm also appending to a thing that could be looping, okay. Ugh, I'll do it the non-lazy way. There you go. Got to complain about it still? Magic refresh button works, great. Hey, there we are. Le vertices. Okay, now I just have to do that to literally everything. Hooray! Is there any reason I have the bottom and the top as 2 separate things? Technically, they should literally be the exact same code, which I really hate. Do I want to merge those together? There is no reason I can possibly imagine where I'd want to do one and not the other, or repeat one and not the other. Any condition that requires this requires both of them. The only difference is just what these variables are. So it just saves me from having to put in some extra stuff. One of them does it backwards, I think. Oh, whatever. That one's going to an A, because of course it is. Why does that one go to an A? The other one didn't go to an A. Oh, because it's going backwards. I don't know. I don't care. If it works, it works. So that should be that going. Does the bottom, does the top. And then we have the bevel, if the bevel is a thing. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, well technically the bevel is coming from... Wait. I mean... Yes? So, we generate the bottom and the top, and technically those should be done. We reuse those same things. So the side bevel is just using the bottom top thing again. And then adjusting it inwards. It's adjusting it inwards by clearance and bevel. Well, by bevel. Clearance should have been in the original? No. Wait, backlash is in the original. Oh, that's what happens when you're midway through multiple updates which you hadn't quite finished, and then you take a break before starting on the next midway update. From what I remember, that stuff can be added on afterwards. So... yeah, it shouldn't be added on here, it's added on at a later date. So it does the bottom and the top, saves that out, and then you can add on the whatever the heck. So that should be really added on in here. What's being... So that's doing the backslash. Is it? Hang on. Yes, no, what? Yes, what? I mean, so... I feel it. I really feel like this is a thing I should be doing. But maybe it was there for a reason. I really feel like that gets put in here. Oh god, what's going on here? We should be doing a pyro. Is it? Oh, get road. Pyro, this thing. So that should be, but if, so this is all if bevel. So nothing happens in here if not bevel, which is, okay, sure. It's basically a run once thing at the moment, so that doesn't really matter. This thing will be there regardless, although it gets moved based on the bevel. Which I assume to be this thing. Back when I used to have rows, I don't know. I probably want to keep that there for reference. That's just appending it to a different group. But if it, but then it, so this would, if the, but it, yeah. So I want to, that's the problem with this stuff. What I really should be doing is completely ignoring everything to do with how it worked before, because otherwise I'm just second-guessing everything. But it worked the way it worked before because that's the way it works. If it's not that, then it doesn't work, right? So I need to. Otherwise I'm just going to be looping through the same problems I do every time. Oh, I haven't upgraded that guy. Oh, dragons don't count as animals? Wait. Character gains no bonus from it. Oh, who's that? Jade. That's who she is. Ugh. Okay. Okay. I gotta just be taking things as reference. I should really be creating a brand new file entirely from scratch, but then I'm just going to be copying over everything anyway. I gotta go to the toilet. I'll be back. Meh. The phone cables really like getting hooked on this new chair. Can't wait to find out how scary high my power bill is. Using this heater. It barely does anything. It's a nice toasty 18 degrees. Feels like it's less cold today. 12 degrees in my room yesterday. I think it's about 14 or 15 today. This heater's trash. I'm literally holding the heater between my legs. It's warming up my knees. I could literally have like my legs wrapped around this heater thing and it just feels warm. Ugh. It's on constantly. Gonna be a heck of a power bill. What was I doing? Oh yeah, so let's try to ignore everything. This damn song again. Three things in my playlist to play that song. Maybe it's just two. Maybe it's Maybelline. Okay, so we do the bottom, we do the top. We want to add that to a group of things because of anatomy. So what is this? We have the loops going up around like that, and then we have this end cap part, and we have this join. So a join, end, and side. Tooth side, tooth top, tooth join. I like the tooth side, tooth top, and then join. Because that's technically the tooth. This is the joining thing between teeth. This part is an entirely separate matter. That's the start of the fill. And then whatever the heck fill anatomy happens to be. It's going to be flat. So... okay. I feel like I should just forget about this stuff. Sure that's not going to cause any problems. Alright, tooth side. I mean, that's just verts, not in your ring. So that is that, but that's not that. And technically I could do these both within there. I'm going to to put them out here though. Whatever, I'll just keep it like it is. I had it back. So, otherwise I've got to pass the variables in and out again, and it's just this one thing that's doing that, which is a bit weird, and I feel like it should be on the outside. No, it doesn't feel that weird doing it. Okay. Oh, I didn't even realize that person was still here. Bop. Okay. So, what have we got here? What have we got? Starting from the beginning. So we've got tooth side. Okay. Tooth side is what this goes into. Tooth side is an array. And this will just be the first index into that array. So what am I looking at here? Are we changing how vertices work? No, they're just adding to the vertice list. And we do want it to be the triple things. Okay. So let's just append. And we're going to be appending this, so group equals that. Assuming everything's around the right way, which I don't know why it wouldn't be. We should just be able to append that dot length. If we do that above it, this works fine. And we can forget about that. This is going to be real confusing, but I got backup, so it doesn't matter. So we want to append that to the group, and the group is this thing which gets appended into there. That's an array. This should be that. That's all that, and there we go. Then it just gets slightly confusing with this one. So we want to do the same thing here. Let's not question why that's in its own thing. Alright. Oh, damn it, it's in its own thing. Okay, never mind. Hang on, let me just check something. That's not how I do that to begin with. Okay. So that is that, which would mean in this one, it is this. It's well ingrained, so there must be a purpose for that. Okay, now there's a confusing part. Technically this is the only thing in here, so I should just be able to say this thing len. Well, technically it's the only thing in there, so I just to say 0. So this thing 0.join. I forgot how joins work. Does it just return the joined thing? Or what? Okay. So I have to say this. That is equal to that joined with this. Okay. So I assume both of these are around the right way. That should just be that. Okay, so we have our first group of stuff. So the next one we got is the bevel. The bevel will be after. Yes, okay. I just think I was wrong with the thingy that I said that should be in here somewhere. you need to be doing the backlash before this thing, not in this thing. Well, no, I was thinking that I would have to do it in this one and in that one, so I'm just going to keep it in this one, so I just have to do it once. Because, well, okay, so if this thing has a bevel, then we do a thing, else we are doing this for some reason. I think this thing is entirely unnecessary. Else to do with the old fill methods. So what are we doing? Yeah. So we'd want to be doing something along the lines of this one. And when this is happening, why is there two of it? This is using this stuff, which we're not doing anymore. We don't need to be doing any of that. What is this outer bottom? What is this outer top? Mesh side bevel. What is this doing? Outer bottom, outer top. Okay, so that would have just been this and that. Is there any reason I have it separated into two things like this? Yes, because the bevel works differently on the top and the bottom. I can get the top part to look reasonably good, but the bottom part's just doing a basic thing. Okay. Oh no. Okay. So I do still need these. But we don't need to care about, we could just say the bottom and top. Which means it needs to go back here again. Uh-huh. Whatever, let's just keep the old names. So we get the outer bottom and top, which should be happy in here. Outer bottom, outer top. Okay. Yeah. Why does this bevel look better again? Like, that part looks worse, but this part looks okay. Which is the opposite of how I remember it looking in the end. I don't know. What up? So yeah, I need to be doing the, whatever the heck thing. So we want to be doing a group, and in the end we can just dump the group in. We really don't care about that. Probably. So this can go away. No. We want to do the other one first. Right. Group equals that, then group append. Group append. Doesn't seem any reverses or anything going on, so that should be that, and we put that in here. So, if this is doing the bevel thing, this should be the next one in. So this was our original edge, and then this is our next one. So we could just append it on. Assuming everything's all correct here. Okay. Does this do the depth things as well? I don't know if it does. I don't think I've got third dimensions happening yet. Yeah. Weird. Why do I do it that way? Wait, what's pitch again? I don't remember what that is. Is that one doing the third dimension? I have no clue what that one's doing. Oh, I know that's needed though. What? Okay, so we need to be doing something along the lines of this as well. That's not going to be happy with this. Oh, great. Okay, if we're grabbing it from that, then we want to be getting the correct information. So this is going to be going through here. We just want the 0 and 1 wherever location is required like that. But that's resetting location, so I'm going to be needing location A on something like this. Backwards of how it should be, but it's got less to change, so I get to that one. Yeah, because we only want the location to have 2 indexes to do all of these random things, and then we want to merge it back together again to append it. Alright. So then we can append that back in again. Whatever. And then this one does its thing, but it's backwards because why not? No. We have a location and a location A. Okay, no, location's the one that gets messed with. Great. So you do your thing, and then I can just say loc A2. And that should be acceptable. Loc goes to there. We need... I suppose it doesn't matter which order around that goes. I like it doing it first, though. Wait. Yeah. Okay. So we have all 3 dimensions for our vertices, and it's being applied to that group, which is really the only group we care about other than these ones because of old stuff. Okay. So the next thing we have is pitch. Okay. I know. So that's basically just generated these 2 edges, but they're both in the middle. So the pitch thing is rotating them around, so the middle is there, and they're rotated off from that. Slide angle. And that's what pitch is doing. Okay, so you're just looping through vertices. I mean, it works, so whatever. That does not. V0, V1. Okay. And that should be that, perfectly acceptable. I could just say this is V now though. Okay. So that should work fine. I should probably give it a test. I'm not quite sure why this is required. Oh yes, yeah, I remember now. Okay. I just have that text, why not? let's see what happens. So I should get basically that edge and that edge. I don't think there'll be any depth to it, but that's what I should see. That's... no. Nope. 1, 4, 6. That's no attribute join. So that is an array. We want the index that was created on the other one. And then we want to join that with group. But apparently that can't join. Oh, I could just do the plus, can't I? There you go. I believe you are perfectly acceptable. Okay, I did something wrong over there. What? Where are you? You're here, aren't you? V is not used. Verts I is what you're looking at. V0, V1, VI. Oh. Bam. 310. Fill face. Go away. Bam. Okay. We're missing stuff. Why are we missing things? So that exists, but this does not. This is going into verts, right? Yes. Verts is verts, verts is verts. We are adding this to it. Do I not have a bevel? Okay. Was it 4 or 0.04? Got the feeling it was 0.4. Make it more clearer. Both edge bevels. Okay. There should be a known and calculated thing. So this should be something, and then it calculates things here. There's a calculations being done. Where's my error? It's the generation of the mesh. So we're missing some dimensions. 0, 1, 2 should be fine. Low K is low K. That's not fine. Reminds me so much of the song from Savionic. I don't think I have Savionic in my playlist, do I? Maybe because they're too talky. Oh, I'm looking. I really feel like they should have been there. Weird. I haven't looked at Weeble's channel in many years, have I? I don't even remember. Ah. Classic YouTube.
Hi, we're Internet Electrowave
Ugh.
Sensation. It seems like a fair trade to
slip mats and brand new.
This is literally
have you
when I think of OG Minecraft. Savionic is what I used to listen to. Wow, he does actually still create stuff. I know I definitely shouldn't be playing. I don't know. You don't really see stuff. I doubt he's copywriting people. Oh, I think it's like 2018 was the last time I watched his stuff. He was doing his advent calendar thing for the first time, and it was really boring. I don't know if it ever got better. Still gets a bajillion views. Oh, looks like I probably got to go through and check out his stuff. I think he's got a playlist for Savionic. Oh, BAD advised. That was the best thing ever. Why is there two of them? Like, I don't think that is what that is. Savionic? Favorites? Oh wow. Okay. Hoping that had more songs. Man. Looks so much more dated than I remember. Wow. What is his original song? The original thing that made me discover Savionic was a song that he did. The animated. Really, really old. I don't think I'll be able to just scroll down to it. But I'm fairly certain he just did the animation for the song. He didn't actually sing it. Maybe he did. I doubt it. Wait, 7 years ago. Oh no. How long's it been since I've watched his stuff? Okay, I don't think I watched this one. It must have been... God. Time is time. Yeah. His old stuff was so much... 8 years ago. Oh my god. I feel like that was just a couple of years ago. Back when, like, ODG and Rice Pirate and stuff used to do stuff. The golden age of YouTube. Oh, those were fun times. Interesting times. Yeah, Wandering Eye. 10 years ago. I remember that coming out on his channel. And it was amazing. And I was playing Minecraft while listening to it. Oh. Ain't time horrific? Good old Amazing Horse. Did that come out 11 years ago? I feel like it was about 2 years before I got internet beforehand. Maybe more, don't know. Yeah, I doubt I'm even going to find his thing. Oh, no, that's the end of it. Yeah, Walk in the Woods, that's great. No? I think I deleted, did it? Hmm. Keep thinking I'm looking over it for some reason. I wonder if he removed it. I assume it was called Electric Beats or something. I remember just listening to it over and over and over again. One of the first songs. Hmm. 12 years ago, oh my god. How is that movie so old already? Doesn't help that you gotta sort of add like one or two. Yeah, I guess he doesn't have it anymore. Wait. Ultrasound, that's the one. I think this is what made me discover him. The just animated music video.
Gonna hide it, the dot gave me some Prozac cause my life is undecided. R is for relationships and mine are non-existent cause my friends and my women, I like to keep them distant. S is for solitude, I live in isolation, building beats, cooking treats, making waves like radiation. My sound travels through walls, beats drop like waterfalls, stand tall, never fall, razor blades and shopping malls, suicide, DJ slide, cut like vinyl, super fly, time to die, close my eyes, all I want is for my sound to multiply, to multiply, my sound to multiply. I hope you like your times table. D is for death because death is
Weird, some parts of it seem out of sync to the music. But I just never noticed it before. And I guess back in those days I was running at like half the frame, like a tenth of the frame rate that I currently run at.
N is for notorious, from England to Mauritius, Biggie Smalls, #1. It's a shame he's now fictitious. Z is for zoo, it's where I belong, cause my life is like a prison with the music industry looking on. My sound travels through walls, beats
Yeah.
like waterfalls.
I just really like the animation style and the whole story thing of what's visualized more than what's being said. How he's just like building a thing to just do its thing, you know? It's just constant work on a project. When I started getting into programming. Always hated this part of the song though. I don't know. Completely different standards of quality back then. Very different times. Well, what do you know? He does still have it there. 11 years ago. I guess it was about 10 years ago I discovered him. Because he already had a number of content since then. Yeah. Must have been somewhere around here. Maybe it was a little after Weeble. I mean, Savionic. I do definitely remember that coming out. So it was before then. I want to say it was around here. Who knows, who cares, doesn't matter. Hey, just all the references to stuff, because he lives in England. Everybody else lives, all the animators. Listening to Yogg's cast at the time. References tying in between all the different channels when certain things happened. Oh, the golden age. The only thing that I really regret missing out on the internet was just Pink Guy. I caught like the later half of them. And then just forgot. Ugh. I wonder if they have things like that nowadays. Because it was like much smaller back then. A popular thing was just the popular thing. That was before PewDiePie or any of that junk. I imagine nowadays there's just such diversity in all the different things that like there isn't this one big interwebbed, you know, thing of all of the most popular people. You know? It's a whole lot of separate popular people, all within their own bubbles, only referencing each other through the videos they see. World events and you. I don't know. I tired, so I remember. Only had to get to Area 50. Rather I get a heck of a lot more. So I got 4 zeros worth of extra money when I reset. Per coin. Approximately. But anyway, where am I at? What am I doing? I don't know. I really should probably go shopping because if I'm going to do it, I have to do it right now. Or I could continue doing this and then maybe eat like a bag of popcorn before I go to sleep. But then I'm probably going to be waking up too late. I could order food for the latest possible time, I suppose. Then I'll get woken up by a food delivery. And how does that help my situation? No. Okay, alternatively, I continue coding, eat popcorn for dinner. At breakfast time. And then do laundry tomorrow night. And I can go to the 24-hour shop and spend an exorbitant amount of money to get food there. In which case I'm not going to want to go out again in the morning. And it's too late now, I have to go out in the morning. Unless for some reason I end up waking up early tomorrow. Yep. I think I'm gonna do laundry tomorrow. Okay. I mean, if I go shopping, what do I get? Just soup. Got no money. It cost me like $12 to buy food from the 24-hour place. To the bot list with ye! Because I know you're probably about to join as well. Or leave. No meuble optimieux. Very distracting. What a sanity is. Doesn't sound that bad anymore. What am I doing? The vertices do not exist. Why do they not exist? I'm not doing... I'm clearing them? Wait, what? Oh, creating them. Should be fine. It's passing in and out. It's being adjusted. There was error. something isn't right about the vertices. That should be fine. I mean, that is that, so it's got the 0, it's got the 1, and it's got the 2, which is coming from loc A2, which should be acceptable. 0, 1, and 2, that should be acceptable. Anything that's dumped into here, anything that's dumped into there, all vertices should be as required. I had this stuff displaying, so it should already be fine. Maybe I just hadn't refreshed. Nope, you still ain't liking it. Is something trying to be forced into faces? What? Nope. Okay. Anything, look off. Oh, no, it's just a really long number. Like that cut into 4. I only got 2. Okay. So there is definitely things being put in as 2s. How? To create this, verts append 0, 1, 2. Got 3 things, that's the only thing being done. Dumped out the other side, okay? You here. When you get appended to this list, you have all 3. You are fine. We know those were already fine because we could get it to display. After that is done, we do the bevel. The bevel does this. This comes from location. Location's got what it's got. 0, 1, 2. 2 is coming from this. This is not being reset, so that is a thing. It's not undefined. That should be fine. It's also doing the right things in here. It's just appending, creating a new thing, nothing's being added until here. On location, which has 0, 1, 2. Coming from A is this, A is fine, A is not being reassigned, that one's wrong. Okay. And then this is looping through vertices, V is the vertice thing. We're getting those 2, that's what location is, 0, 1 to 0, 1. Never creating a new thing, it's never reassigning. And that's just messing with 2, it should be fine. Oh. Yep. Broken. Why isn't that liked? It is doing the print. This does look more symmetrical now. Fairly certain this is probably all fine. How everything lines up. Okay. Array length mismatched. Expected 66 got 65? What does that mean? One of them's empty. Oh. Hmm. 318. 318. Right. And that shouldn't contain anything. We could see that faces doesn't contain anything. All I could assume is one of these contains 4. Something like that. Okay. What? What? Oh. Oh, there's still a 2. There's a 2 right there. Okay. Why is there a 2? Why is there just a single 2? I mean, I can only assume that it's from that. So let's try not doing that. Okay. So in here we have an arrow. Like I'm not even trying, you know? I'm just going with the flow. One problem at a time, whatever the heck, not really thinking about it. Because you just can't. Not anymore. I mean, there's no conditions in here. Nothing would be adding stuff to here that didn't already exist. Let's loop through here. If it's going through here, location gets appended. Location will have that many things, or the last one's going to be undefined. But it has that many things. So that is acceptable. And then we have this one which gets appended to vertices. That goes through location. Anything that has... Oh. Okay, there we go. Oh, could I just do that there? I don't see why not. Hey! There we are. That's what I'm looking for. So we've got an edge, and we've got a bevel, our beveled edge, and our normal edge. Okay. That's really nice that I can just do that. I don't know if it's better or worse. Who knows? Okay. What's next? You know? I mean, maybe? I mean, what? Yes. Okay, so I need to recreate how... No. Uh-oh. I think I deleted an important thing. Whoopsie. That's what this one was. I was like, I don't need to do any fills. Because it's just a whole lot of face junk. But no, it's also got mesh junk apparently. The ribs. Need to bring you back over here. And then just ignore anything to do with faces.
Attack ships on fire. I watched seabeams glitch in the dark 10 hours a day.
Oh, I'm getting real tired real quick. I feel like I've achieved something now, so I'm like shutting down. Okay. Oh, shutting down fast. I think I might just eat the popcorn and try to go to sleep earlier. I know it ain't gonna happen. I know I'm probably not gonna get to sleep till like another like 3 or 4 hours or something. I don't really have anything else to do. I'm all caught up on the enemy and things. I want to play this game. But yeah, I'm probably gonna eat the popcorn, and by the time that's done, the game's gonna finish downloading. We're running out of popcorn now. We need to add a lot. It is super popcorn because I'm out of money and it's all I got in the fridge. But it's really not the best food because there's like soup is just basically water, so you gotta eat like 3 of them. I could easily have another one of those, but I'm having popcorn instead. But then popcorn doesn't really have anything to it. You just start with that little scoop of kernels and that's it. That's all of the popcorn you eat. Fills up to the size of a massive bag, but once you've chewed it all down, it's just back to that initial amount. Yeah. What do I gotta watch today? Probably more animes or something. Oh, things are taking so long to load. Refreshing the live actions on one window and such a great ending image. Let's not refresh that. Oh, that's why it's there, because refresh it anyway. Gotta add it to my list of things I've seen. It's been a long time since the series has ended. I've been able to add it to my anime list. Load that up on here. I don't remember the last time. Mini anime. Yeah, only 10 episodes. That sucks. Bet you edited the first pitch. Okay. It's not sorted by date, is it? There was a picture for the anime that nobody had posted yet. Okay. Yeah, judging by that side, I probably shouldn't look at that. Yeah, that's the image. That's what I was expecting to see. Alright, so it's basically the first image. So funny. Yep. I think I've caught up on everything else. I mean, Megalobox. I just really don't care about it. I mean, it's interesting enough that while I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, I could watch another episode of that. But that's only while I'm watching it. There was one other thing I was needed to catch up on, wasn't there? Oh yeah, the dragon goes house hunting. And again, that's just like the bare minimum have on in the background sort of junk. Watch Men in Black. Catch up on the last new episodes of One Piece. Or watch any number of these other new animes I haven't even really checked out yet. That thing, I want to know if that's new. Apparently it's an OVA. I feel like I would have seen it, but I don't know. They keep adding this hack stuff. This thing. It looks so familiar, but I don't remember it. Looks good. Never tell if it's new to the site or new to the like, I think I started watching that one. I watched like 2 episodes of it, but it was subbed. And something was wrong with it, so I had to wait, and then I just forgot about it. I don't know, what live action things are there out? Nothing. Loki's really good. Amazingly good. Reminds me a lot of Legion. Legion. God, I wish I had people in that. Oh, no message. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go talk to that guy. Download this, eat some popcorn. Eat some popcorn, then talk to him while downloading this. There you go. Gotta get your priorities in order.